Welcome back to Ronin Recap. Now on to the next chapter.
Lin Fan slowly walked out of the ward. The people from the Zhou family all looked at him. Everyone was extremely nervous. They did not expect Lin Fan to be able to cure old Master Zhou. They were afraid of receiving news of old Master Zhou's death. "How's the old man?" asked Zhou Jin. As he spoke, he pretended to lead Wan Qingyun into the ward. He did not want to waste any more time. Cough, cough. At this moment, a light cough came from the ward. Then, an old face that everyone was extremely familiar with appeared in their vision. Everyone was stunned at first. What followed was endless surprise. The old master was fine. "Dad, why did you get out of bed?" Zhou Jin asked. "How's your body?" As he spoke, he quickly stepped forward to help him up. "I'm fine now, thanks to this kid," Zhou Guotao said, full of vitality. Although Zhou Jin and the rest of the Zhou family had already guessed this outcome, they were still surprised when they heard it. Lin Fan, this young man who looked like he was in his 20s, had actually saved the old man. In contrast to the Zhou family's shock, Lu Yuhang was relieved. At that moment, he realized that his clothes were soaked in a cold sweat. He was afraid. He was really afraid. If anything were to happen to old Master Zhou in Lin Fan's hands, the consequences would be way too terrifying. Everything was all right now. "Kid, thank you," Zhou Jin bowed and said in an extremely solemn manner. Lin Fan supported Zhou Jin and said, "Uncle Zhou, you're too polite. It's just a small matter. Moreover, old Master Zhou had helped me before." Zhou Guotao laughed and said, "What kind of help was that?" "Lin Fan, you didn't just save my life, you saved the entire Zhou family. You deserve his respect." Then, he turned to Wan Qingyun beside him and said, "Old friend, sorry to trouble you to rush over from another place." Wan Qingyun waved his hand. "There's no need to talk about trouble between us. Let me help you check your body again." "All right," he said. Zhou Guotao nodded. Wan Qingyun first put his hand on Zhou Guotao's wrist. A moment later, Wan Qingyun retracted his finger, and a look of confusion appeared on his face. "Elder Wan, how's my dad's condition?" asked Zhou Jin. "Let's go for a blood test and a CT scan first," Wan Qingyun said after some thought. "All right," Zhou Jin said. The old man got his blood drawn and underwent a CT scan by the people from the hospital. In just a few minutes, all the results were in Wan Qingyun's hands. After flipping through them for a while, Wan Qingyun said with certainty, "Old friend, your body has completely recovered." "Good, haha." Zhou Guotao was overjoyed. The entire Zhou family was jubilant. The Zhou family. The dining table in the hall was filled with sumptuous dishes. After Zhou Guotao's invitation, Lin Fan sat at the main seat while Zhou Guotao and Zhou Jin sat on his two sides. Zhou Guotao said, "I didn't expect that the wine I accidentally smelled today would save my life. Wine is indeed a good thing. Lin Fan, come and try this wine." As Zhou Guotao spoke, he personally poured Lin Fan a glass of wine. Lin Fan first sniffed it, then slowly poured it into his mouth. It's smooth in the mouth, and it's like a fire in the stomach, leaving an endless aftertaste. "It's a top-grade Maotai," Lin Fan said. "That's right, haha." Zhou Guotao said happily. Zhou Jin raised his glass and said, "Lin Fan, thank you again for saving my dad." Following that, Zhou Zishan, Zhou Shihong, and the rest also gave Lin Fan a toast. Lin Fan did not reject anything and ate to his heart's content. After eating and drinking, Lin Fan looked at the beautiful scenery outside the window and praised, "It's hard to imagine that there's such a beautiful house on 2nd Ring Road in Jingbei where every inch of land is worth an inch of gold." "Oh? Lin Fan, do you like this kind of house? Our Zhou family has a house that's about the same size on 2nd Ring Road." "I'll give it to you," Zhou Jin said. Lin Fan was stunned for a moment. He had never expected Zhou Jin to say such words. One had to know that the Zhou family's house was more like a manor than a house. It took up more than 5,000 square meters. The price of a house on Second Ring Road was at least 100,000 yuan per square meter. In other words, the price of a similar house would probably exceed 500 million. They wanted to give it to him directly? That's too expensive, Lin Fan said. Besides, I'm based in Jiangbei. I don't come to Jingbei often. Kid, you're too kind. It's just a house. What is it compared to my life? Zhou Guotao said. Although you won't be coming to Jingbei often for the time being, I believe that you'll definitely come here often in the future. It'll be more convenient with that house. Lin Fan thought about it. If he continued to reject it, it would make him seem a little pretentious. Then I won't be polite, he replied. Originally, Zhou Guotao wanted Lin Fan to stay at the Zhou family's residence for a while longer. However, Lin Fan said that he still had things to deal with and had already bought a plane ticket back to Jiangbei. Therefore, he directly rejected Zhou Guotao's good intentions. As for Zhou Jin, he personally drove the Rolls-Royce and sent Lin Fan to the airport. Sitting in the VIP lounge, Lu Yuhang could no longer hide his excitement. He jumped up and down in excitement. Brother Lin Fan, you're too awesome. You're actually skilled in medicine and you even saved old Master Zhou. Oh my god, that's old Master Zhou. Do you know that when you said you were going to save old Master Zhou, I almost peed my pants? Brother Lin Fan, quickly tell me, what else do you know? No. Is there anything you can't do? Lu Yuhang said. Lin Fan looked at Lu Yuhang's excited expression and shook his head with a smile. Lu Yuhang went back to rambling, and he shouted excitedly, hee, I actually had a meal with old Master Zhou and the others today. If my dad knows about this, he'll probably be so envious that he'll start drooling. He was not exaggerating. It was because even Lu Yuhang's father had no right to have dinner with Zhou Guotao. Brother Lin Fan, thank you. Lu Yuhang said. Thank you? He did have to say thank you. It was because Lu Yuhang had managed to establish a connection with the Zhou family through today's incident. This would be a great benefit to Lu Yuhang and even the entire Lu family. Lin Fan understood what Lu Yuhang meant. He waved his hand and said, you're too polite. The Zhou family. Zhou Guotao stood in front of the window, looking at the flowing water in the distance. His face was full of relaxation and enjoyment. At this moment, Zhou Jin slowly walked in with a stack of documents. Father, this is some information regarding Lin Fan, Zhou Jin said. Zhou Guotao flipped through it. The next moment, a look of realization appeared on his old face. So, he's the captain of Dragon Division's Team 10. No wonder he's so mystical. After a moment of silence, Zhou Guotao said, from now on, do your best to build the best relationship with Lin Fan. Yes. Zhou Jin said. On the plane back to Jiangbei, Lu Yuhang was still talking excitedly. By the time the plane landed, Lu Yuhang's voice had become hoarse. Lin Fan could not help but laugh. This was the first time he had seen someone so happy over something. It was only 7:30 at night. It was only an hour's drive from Jiangbei to Qing City. Therefore, Lin Fan did not go back to his dormitory to rest. After returning to Jiangbei University, he got into the car. However, Lin Fan did not start the G-class immediately. Instead, he took out his phone and looked at the red packets that were flashing on the screen. 1002 red packets. Let's see what I can get, Lin Fan said. 1002 red packets. This was Lin Fan's income from having spent 10 million on the 100-year-old ginseng and 20,000 for a meal. Obviously, he would not be able to get back the 10 million he spent to purchase medical water from the system through this batch of red packets. However, Lin Fan was not too bothered by it. Receive all. Ding. Congratulations, you've received 100 yuan. Ding. Congratulations, you've received 5 yuan. Ding. Congratulations, the chance of triggering a flash of inspiration has increased. Ding. Congratulations, you've received 2 yuan. Ding. Congratulations, you've gained professor-level physics experience. Ding. Congratulations, you've received 1 yuan. Ding. Congratulations, you've received Heavenly Voice. Out of the 1002 red packets, Lin Fan received a total of 2 million yuan. At that moment, Lin Fan had a total of 73 million yuan. Absolute focus, a stronger focus and the ability to easily solve difficult questions. There's a 10% chance of triggering a flash of inspiration. A focused and serious man is the most handsome. The probability of triggering a flash of inspiration had increased from 5% to 10%. After triggering a flash of inspiration a few times, Lin Fan was very clear about how rare it was. Professor-level physics experience, use excellent physics knowledge to solve difficult problems and display a special charm. He had professor-level mathematics experience. Now, he had professor-level physics experience too? Was he going to be an invincible top student? Heavenly Voice, your heavenly voice can make more people fascinated by you. He could sing well now. That was not bad. Lin Fan nodded silently. Then, he put down his phone, stepped on the accelerator, and sped forward. At night, there were more cars on the road in Jiangbei than during the day. It was originally an hour's drive, but Lin Fan only returned home at around 9 o'clock. At that moment, Lin Tao and Dai Weishue were watching TV in the living room. After they saw Lin Fan, they were shocked. Lil Fan, why didn't you tell us you were coming back? I'm just coming back home. What's there to talk about? Lin Fan smiled. Lil Fan, have you had dinner? I'll go cook some dumplings for you, Dai Weishue said. Lin Fan said, Mom, it's okay. I've already eaten. I'm full. Then drink some water first. Dai Weishue poured a cup of hot water. Even though it was just a simple cup of hot water, Lin Fan felt some warmth in his heart when he drank it. They were his parents, and this was his home. He must protect them well. Lin Tao asked, Lil Fan, why did you suddenly come back today? Is there something wrong? Dad, didn't you have surgery last time? I was worried that it won't be easy for your body to recover, so I got you some medicine to speed up your recovery, Lin Fan said. As he spoke, he directly spent 10 million to buy a bottle of medical water from the system. Then, he pretended to take it out of his pocket and handed it to Lin Tao. I've already recovered. Why would I need medicine? Lin Tao asked. This must be very expensive, right? You're wasting money. He was smart. Even though the bottle looked small, since Lin Fan had rushed back for this, it must be very valuable. What's so expensive about it? Lin Fan asked. It's just a small bottle of medicine. And I've already bought it. Dad, you should drink it. Just as Lin Fan said, he had already bought it. What else could Lin Tao do? Lin Tao did not hesitate and poured the medicine into his mouth. Gulp. Lin Tao smacked his lips and said, there doesn't seem to be any taste to it. Lin Fan saw that his father had drunk the medicine and his entire body relaxed. He had seen this medicine work with his own eyes, so he knew how magical it was. Cough, cough. At this moment, Dai Weishue could not help but cough. Mom, what's wrong? Lin Fan asked. I'm fine. I caught a cold these past 2 days. I'll be fine after taking some medicine, Dai Weishue said. Lin Fan spent another 10 million to buy another bottle of medical water from the system. All these years, his mother had worked hard for the family. She had gotten lots of illnesses. This bottle of medical water should be able to improve the situation. Mom, you should drink a bottle too, Lin Fan said. Isn't this for your dad? Dai Weishue asked, puzzled. Why should I drink it? Lin Fan said, actually, this isn't really medicine. It can be considered a tonic to strengthen one's constitution. When your constitution is good, your injuries and illnesses will naturally heal faster. Is that so? Then I'll have one too, Dai Weishue said. Lin Fan saw that his parents had both drunk the medical water, and his mood became much better. He chatted with his parents for a while, then took a shower and went to bed. At night, a gust of cold wind blew and the branches outside swayed left and right. Then, heavy rain fell. "What's with the weather?" Dai Weishue asked. "It's raining again." "Hubby, does your stomach hurt?" "I'll help you prepare a hot water bag." Ever since the surgery, whenever there was a storm, Lin Tao would toss and turn in discomfort, unable to fall asleep. Lin Tao, who was about to fall asleep, asked doubtfully, "Is it raining? Why don't I feel any pain?" "It doesn't hurt?" "You're not lying to me, are you?" Dai Weishue said. "It really doesn't hurt." "Huh? What's going on?" Lin Tao exclaimed in surprise. "What now?" Dai Weishue was confused. "The scar from the surgery on my stomach is gone." Lin Tao shouted. "Gone? Let me touch it." Dai Weishue was shocked. "I don't feel anything." "I'll turn on the lights and see." Soon, the two of them were dumbfounded with their mouths half open. It had disappeared. It really disappeared. He had the surgery a while ago, and a long incision was made on his stomach. How long had it been? It had completely healed and disappeared so soon? This was impossible. After a while, Dai Weishue seemed to have sensed something and said, "My eyes? I don't seem to have presbyopia anymore. It must be that bottle of medicine that Lil Fan just gave us." Lin Tao said. "A bottle of medicine cured your surgical wound and my presbyopia? What kind of medicine is it? Isn't it too magical?" Dai Weishue said. "Let's go and ask Lil Fan." Lin Tao said. "He just fell asleep. It won't be too late to ask him tomorrow." Dai Weishue pulled him back. "All right." Lin Tao nodded and chuckled. "Actually, the medicine not only cured my surgical wound, but it also helped me get erect again." When Dai Weishue heard this, she could not help but give him a sidelong glance and chided him jokingly, "Old hooligan." It was nighttime, and the bed groaned the entire time. It had rained the night before, and the tree branches outside had become green. It was a very beautiful sight. Lin Fan opened the window, and a light breeze blew in. He felt really refreshed. Scallion pancakes and delicious-smelling noodles were already placed in the living room. When Dai Weishue saw Lin Fan, she said, "Lil Fan, go wash up. The noodles are going to get cold." "All right," Lin Fan replied. The sound of running water was heard, then Lin Fan walked out of the washroom a moment later. He directly stuffed a big portion of noodles into his mouth, his face full of satisfaction. At this time, Lin Tao finally could not help but ask, "Lil Fan, what kind of medicine did you give us yesterday? Your mother and I seem to have recovered from our injuries. And, it feels like, we've become 10 years younger." When Dai Weishue heard this, her old face revealed a rare blush. Then, she secretly looked at Lin Fan with a curious gaze. Lin Fan said. "It's a newly developed supplement, and it's still very rare." Lin Tao and Dai Weishue nodded thoughtfully and did not pursue the matter further. After breakfast, Dai Weishue originally wanted to go buy some groceries. However, Lin Fan told her to rest at home while he walked toward the market. At this time, the market was very lively and full of people. Lin Fan bought quite a lot of meat, vegetables, and fish. He carried bags of various sizes and was about to head back. At this moment, a familiar figure appeared in front of him. "Are you Wang Xiaodong?" Lin Fan asked. "Lin Fan?" The young man opposite him said in surprise. "Ha ha ha. It really is you." "I didn't expect to meet you here," Lin Fan said happily. Wang Xiaodong was Lin Fan's deskmate in junior high. The two of them had a good relationship. It was a pity that neither one of them had a cell phone number, QQ, or WeChat back then. Therefore, they had never been able to contact each other. "Yeah, I'm surprised too. Wang Xiaodong laughed. The woman of medium build standing next to him asked, Xiaodong, who is this? Oh, he's Lin Fan, my deskmate in junior high. At that time, our relationship was especially good, Wang Xiaodong introduced to the woman. Lin Fan, this is my wife, Gong Xichin. Oh, so you're Xiaodong's good friend? Gong Xichin asked, suddenly enlightened. It's a pleasure to meet you. After a pause, she added, by the way, Xiaodong and I are having our wedding next Sunday. You must come and attend it. Wang Xiaodong's face turned pale. His relationship with Lin Fan was indeed really good. However, they had not contacted each other for so many years. Now, the moment they met, his wife was asking him to attend their wedding and present gifts. It made it seem as though Wang Xiaodong was greedy for Lin Fan's gift money. He did not like this feeling. Lin Fan also noticed the change in Wang Xiaodong's expression. He thought about it for a while and roughly guessed the reason. Lin Fan did not really care about the money. However, he was not sure if he would be free next Sunday. He did not know if the National Mathematical Modeling Competition would be held next week. If I'm free next Sunday, I'll come over, Lin Fan said. Alright, then it's a deal. By the way, Xiaodong, do you have his contact information? Wang Xiaodong did not want to, but he had no choice but to give Lin Fan his contact information under these circumstances. This would make things even worse. After exchanging contact information, Lin Fan returned home. At that moment, Lin Xiaoyao was sitting on the sofa and playing with her phone. When she saw Lin Fan, she pounced on him excitedly and shouted, Brother, why didn't you tell me you were coming back? If I had known, I would have come back directly after my evening self-study session. Qing City No. 1 Middle School was very strict with the students' studies. Apart from weekends, they had to study at night every day. The evening self-study session lasted until 10 o'clock in the evening. Therefore, most students chose to stay in the dormitory from Monday to Saturday and only go home on the weekends. Lin Xiaoyao was one of the students. Lin Fan pinched Lin Xiaoyao's face and said, You've lost weight again. Lil Yao, you really have to eat more. It's too painful to see you like this now. Brother. This is called an oval-shaped face. Lin Xiaoyao protested. In the afternoon, the whole family cooked together while chatting and laughing. It was extremely heartwarming. When Lin Fan placed the freshly stir-fried green pepper shredded pork on the table in the living room, the time was exactly 12 p.m. The phone in his pocket vibrated slightly. The red packets had appeared. Ding. Congratulations, you've received 2 yuan. Ding. Congratulations, you've received 2,000 yuan. Ding. Congratulations, you've received 10,000 yuan. Ding. Ding. Congratulations, you've received 10 yuan. Ding. Congratulations, you've received 1,000 yuan. Today, he had received a total of 30,507 yuan. About this. Lin Fan did not pay it any attention and put his phone back into his pocket. Soon, a large table of delicious food was prepared. The family sat around the table and ate happily. Lin Fan wanted to stay at home for a while longer. However, Lin Tao and Dai Weishue were worried that it would be unsafe to drive too late at night, so they asked Lin Fan to head to Jiangbei early. Jiangbei University. When Lin Fan walked into room 104, Ma Zhong was packing his books. Zheng Jinbao said happily, Brother Lin Fan, you came back just in time. I asked my cousin out for a meal today. I'm preparing to go over with Ma Zhong and Song Yi. Then it seems. I really did return early. I should have returned at the right timing instead. Lin Fan smiled. Song Yi said, Brother Lin Fan, Jinbao's cousin is an internet celebrity. Is that so? Lin Fan was a little surprised. After all, Zheng Jinbao was full of fat. His cousin was probably not any better, right? If that were the case, could his cousin really become an internet celebrity? Zheng Jinbao seemed to understand Lin Fan's thoughts and said, Don't think that because I'm fat my cousin would be too. My cousin has a great figure. Let's go. You'll know soon. After he finished speaking, he took the lead and walked outside. Originally, Zheng Jinbao, Song, and Mai Zhong were prepared to take a taxi over. Now that they had Lin Fan, however, they naturally did not have to go through so much trouble. Lin Fan immediately drove the Mercedes-Benz G-Class and headed to the location that Zheng Jinbao had told him about. This was a Hunan cuisine restaurant with a relatively large storefront. Zheng Jinbao rolled down the car window and looked at the young woman in a pink t-shirt who was playing with her mobile phone as she walked. He called out, "Lizzie, Zheng Lizzie." The woman turned around when she heard that. In the next moment, her face, which was caked with a lot of foundation, revealed a look of surprise that was difficult to hide. She jogged over and said, "Heavens! A G-Class. Cousin, why did you come here in a Mercedes-Benz G-Class?" Zheng Jinbao got out of the car and said proudly, "This is my roommate, Lin Fan's car." At that moment, Lin Fan also got out of the car. Zheng Lizie's face showed a hint of doubt. The next moment, her eyes widened as she shouted, "So it's you." Zheng Jinbao, Song, and Mai Zhong all looked at Lin Fan in confusion. They were obviously asking, "Do you know her?" Meanwhile, Lin Fan looked at Zheng Lizie in confusion and asked, "Do you know me? I didn't expect you to forget so quickly. We met at the entrance of Qingfeng restaurant a while ago. You were driving a Lamborghini at that time." Zheng Lizie shouted excitedly. Lin Fan looked at her thick foundation and quickly thought of the internet celebrity girl who had stood in front of his car that day. "Were you, the woman standing in front of my car?" Lin Fan said with uncertainty. "That's right, it's me." Zheng Lizie was very happy that Lin Fan remembered her. Zheng Jinbao, who was standing at the side, asked, "How did you guys meet?" "I'm so confused." Ma Zhong and Song were also curious. "I saw a cool Lamborghini the other day," Zheng Lizie explained. "So, I went up to take photos and do a live broadcast. In the end, I only managed to take a few photos before he came. He's handsome and drives a luxury car, so I wanted his WeChat account. But he didn't say anything and drove away." Zheng Lizie's face was full of resentment. "I just didn't hear you clearly," Lin Fan said, a little embarrassed. Zheng Lizie asked again, "By the way, weren't you driving a Lamborghini last time? How did it become a G-Class?" Without waiting for Lin Fan to reply, Song said, "Brother Lin Fan said that his waist would be ruined, so in 3 minutes, he bought a G-Class. TSK, even I can't buy clothes that fast. Buying a G-Class in 3 minutes?" Zheng Lizie's mouth was wide open, and her face was full of shock. Although she did not know much about cars, she knew that a Mercedes-Benz G-Class would cost at least millions of yuan. 3 minutes to spend millions? Was he that generous with his money? Zheng Jinbao said, all right. Why are you standing outside? Let's go in. We'll talk while we eat." As he spoke, he took the lead and walked inside. Hunan cuisine was on the spicy side, which was very suitable for young people seeking excitement. The few of them ate and chatted happily. The meal only ended at 8 in the evening. Lin Fan and the rest came back to the G-Class. Zheng Lizie said, "Wait, don't get into the car first. I'm going to start a live broadcast." Zheng Lizie usually live-streamed at night because the traffic was the highest at this time. Now that she had a chance to get into a Mercedes-Benz G-Class, she naturally did not want to miss it. Zheng Lizie first opened the fanny pack at her waist and took out a mirror, lipstick, foundation, and so on. She quickly touched up her makeup. "I didn't expect you to bring so many things with you," Lin Fan said. "Of course. We're all people making a living," Zheng Lizie said proudly. Then, she logged into her live stream account and held her phone up with her selfie stick. Zheng Lizie's facial features were not bad to begin with. Now, with a filter, she looked even more youthful and beautiful. Not long after the live stream started, there were already comments. "The real me, why is Lil Lizzie streaming so late today? I've been waiting for a long time. Madness, Madness, my saber is getting impatient. Spring water ding dong, Lil Lizzy seems to have moved to another location to stream today? Is she outdoors? In a car. Wait. Little White, there's a Mercedes-Benz G-Class next to Lil Lizzy? Has some big tycoon wooed her? Welcome to my live broadcast room, everyone, Jung Lizzy said with a smile. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. I'm late today because I was having dinner with my cousin, who's in college, and his classmates. As she spoke, Zhang Lizzy slowly moved the camera to Zhang Jinbao. This is my cousin, Zhang Lizzy introduced. Hello. Zhang Jinbao faced the camera and greeted. This was his first time on a live broadcast, so he could not help but feel excited and nervous. The live broadcast room was once again filled with comments. Madness, Lil Lizzy's cousin is so fat. He's so different from Lil Lizzy. Lu Shuiringjia, at first, I was a little worried that my sister would be ugly in the future, but now, I'm a little relieved. Zhang Jinbao looked at these comments, and he was perplexed. What did these words mean? Was he ugly? Zhang Lizzy slowly moved the camera toward Ma Zhong and Song Yi. They're my cousin's classmates, she introduced. Hello, Ma Zhong and Song Yi both greeted the camera. When Zhang Lizzy was about to shift the camera to Lin Fan said in a low voice, "Don't make me show my face." Zhang Lizzy pressed her wrist down slightly and only recorded Lin Fan's lower body. He's my cousin's classmate too. The Mercedes-Benz G-Class next to me is his car. This time, there were obviously more comments in the live broadcast room. People from small cities, oh my god, Lil Lizzy's classmate is too rich. He drives a G-Class in school? Poor boy, he's a scumbag driving a G-Class. Lil Lizzy, don't let him win. Sage, if he bought a G-Class, it means that he's lacking something big. Song Momo said, Lil Lizzy, let me see what this rich guy looks like. Zhang Lizzy looked at the messages on the screen. Sometimes she replied with a few words, and sometimes she chatted with them. She was extremely relaxed. I still have some Shark Stream coins in my account, Song Yi said. I'll boost Lizzy's popularity. As he spoke, Song Yi took out his phone and entered Lil Lizzy's live broadcast room. Zhang Jinbao and Ma Zhong also took out their mobile phones. They either sent some small gifts or scrolled through the screen. They did their best to help increase Zhang Lizzy's popularity. Lin Fan looked at the three of them. Then, he took out his phone and entered Lil Lizzy's live broadcast room as well. Thus, a dazzling golden notification appeared in Lil Lizzy's live broadcast room. Welcome to the live stream room. Whoosh! As soon as the news came out, the entire live broadcast room immediately boiled over. Hypocritical gentleness, an emperor has come to the live broadcast room. Kind-hearted like fire, and it's that god of tycoons. Incomplete memories, Work Slayer is above the masses. Brothers, quickly welcome him. Prodigal son, young master you. Cold-blooded dark knight. Instantly, the entire screen of the live stream room was filled with countless exclamations. Originally, there were only 100 or so people in the live broadcast room, but the number of online viewers immediately increased exponentially. A few glasses of wine, F***ck, he's really targeting workers. Handsome guy in the wind, I'm spectating the fight with Workslayer. Take a look, I'm an onlooker. In just a short minute, the number of people in Lil Lizzy's live broadcast room had reached thousands. One person's name was like a large tree that overlooked all. This was despite Workslayer not sending any news or giving any rewards. As long as he appeared, he would be the focus of attention. He was the god of workers. Zhang Lizzy was completely dumbfounded as she looked at the rapidly moving comments in the live broadcast room and the constantly rising numbers. Her live stream had never been so popular before. It was only the beginning. Zhang Jinbao, who was standing next to her, reminded her, Lizzy, what are you doing? Aren't you going to welcome the god of tycoons? He had personally witnessed the god of tycoons and how heroic he was. As long as one could please this god of tycoons, why would one have to worry about not getting any rewards? As someone in the live broadcast industry, Zhang Lizi knew better than Zhang Jinbao how much power Workslayer had. A few days ago, the super tycoon gave away 3,000 rockets in just 10 minutes. It could be said to have completely stirred up the entire live streaming industry. It also made the originally unknown Xiang Xiang become one of the most popular streamers on Sharkstream. These days, Zhang Lizi often dreamed of that tycoon entering her live broadcast room. Now, it actually came true. She felt that it was very unreal. That was why Zhang Lizi was so excited that she was in a daze. At this time, after she heard Zhang Jinbao's reminder, she finally reacted and said in a slightly trembling voice, "Welcome to my livestream, Workslayer." Lin Fan looked at the excited Zhang Lizi and could not help but laugh. After a while, he clicked on the screen. Whoosh! Whoosh! 1 rocket. 10. 30. 50 rockets. A dense array of rockets flew across the screen. The rain of rockets baptized the entire live broadcast room. Countless comments flooded the live stream room. Extremely handsome, it's starting again. After a few days, Workslayer has become inhumanely rich again. The Prince Frog, spectacular. Finding a beauty on a motorcycle, Workslayer is awesome. Most of the comments were exclamations. When the rain of rockets appeared, the popularity of Zhang Lizi's live stream soared again. The number of online viewers exceeded tens of thousands, going into hundreds of thousands. At this moment, someone discovered several popular live streamers and rushed over. Moonlit branches, it's Xiang Xiang. Xiang Xiang is here. Wintermelon, Xiao AI is here. Everyone's attention, Momo. Momo is here too. Momo, God of Tycoons, I've learned a few good songs recently. When will you come to my live broadcast room? I'll sing them for you. Xiao AI, I've also learned a few good songs. You can come listen to them anytime. Xiang Xiang, God of Tycoons. Long time no see. A few balls in life, ah. Momo, Xiao AI, and Xiang Xiang appeared in the same live stream room at the same time. They're all my favorite streamers. This is too awesome. Eunuch, I can't believe this is happening in my lifetime. I have New Year's money, they're all here for Workslayer. The God of Tycoons is awesome. There were a lot of comments, but there were also a lot of rockets. Song Yi, Zhang Jinbao, and Zhang Lizi were all staring at their phone screens without blinking. They could not help but sigh. 400 rockets. 410 rockets. 420 rockets. Shocking, this was too shocking. Mahjong looked at the screen, and the rockets that kept flying. He started to feel dizzy. He shook his neck and saw Lin Fan tapping on the screen. On the screen, the words "successfully gifted 1 rocket" were constantly displayed. In the next moment, Mahjong finally saw Lin Fan's ID clearly. Workslayer. Brother Lin Fan, you're the God of Tycoons? He asked in surprise. As soon as he said that, Zhang Jinbao, Song Yi, and Zhang Lizi all raised their heads and focused their eyes on Lin Fan and his phone. Very quickly, their pupils shrank as they cried out in surprise. Brother Lin Fan, you're actually the God of Tycoons. F***CK. Brother Lin Fan, what's the situation? Lin Fan touched his nose and smiled, I've always been Workslayer. Silence. The entire venue suddenly fell silent. Zhang Jinbao and Song Yi could not help but recall the first appearance of Workslayer. It seemed to be when they were watching Xiang Xiang's live broadcast in the dormitory. So that was how it is. So that was how it was. They were quiet, but the live broadcast room was even more heated. Countless comments were gushing out like a rapid river. Ice shrimp, what did I just hear? Workslayer is actually next to Lil Lizi now? Wu, Lil Lizi, quickly let us see the God of Tycoons. Legend of the Night Shift, live stream your meeting with the God of Tycoons. At this time, Zhang Lizi was not even looking at the comments in the live broadcast room. Her mouth was half open, and she was completely stunned. The god of tycoons that she had been thinking about was actually her cousin's classmate? Now, he had appeared directly beside her? Zhang Lizi suddenly remembered that Song Yi had just said that Lin Fan had only spent 3 minutes buying a Mercedes-Benz G-Class. At that time, Zhang Lizi thought it was a little exaggerated. Looking at it now, it was not an exaggeration at all. That was because he was the god of tycoons. Zheng Jinbao looked at Lin Fan as if he had seen his idol and said excitedly, "Brother Lin Fan, why didn't you tell us that you're the god of tycoons? It's not a big matter, right?" Lin Fan said. "And you guys didn't ask. This was nothing?" He was the god of tycoons who had caused a sensation on the entire shark stream. At this time, Zhang Lizi finally reacted and said, "You don't have to give me so many gifts. It's such a waste." If she did not know the god of tycoons, it would not have mattered. She would have felt that the more gifts the better. However, Lin Fan was her cousin's classmate. That made her feel a little guilty. Lin Fan laughed. "A while ago, I accidentally topped up 1 billion shark stream coins. It doesn't matter who I give them to. It's fine." He accidentally topped up 1 billion shark stream coins? Was that okay? Zheng Jinbao, Song Yi, Mai Zhong, and Zhang Lizi all had their mouths wide open, not knowing what to say. The comments in the live stream room were like a river that had burst through the dam, surging wildly. "Brother G, F***CK, he accidentally topped up 1 billion shark stream coins? Procrastinate, I wish to be as careless as this too, but my capabilities don't allow it. I'm Zhezhevue, as expected of the god of tycoons. He's simply not human. Memories are always sad. Mom asked me why I'm kneeling while I'm on my phone. Qingdong, Lil Lizi, quickly let us see the god of tycoons." In the comments section, there were still more exclamations. At this time, Zhang Lizi also remembered that she was still live streaming, so she quickly aimed at the camera and said, "I still have something on today, so I'll end the live broadcast here. Thank you for your support, everyone. Goodbye." After that, Zhang Lizi ignored the hundreds of thousands of people who were online and closed the live broadcast room. However, even though she had turned off the live broadcast, the comments still continued to roll in. "God of space, why did you turn off the live stream? The dream of billions of girls, where's the god of tycoons? Dumbfounded, Lil Lizi, quickly let us see the god of tycoons. Why are you all looking at me like that?" Lin Fan asked. The next moment, Zheng Jinbao, Song Yi, and Mai Zhong said in unison, "I'm going to kneel in front of brother Lin Fan." After they finished speaking, they even looked like they were going to kneel on one knee. Lin Fan could not help but laugh.
Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and see you in the next chapter.